The Witching Hour, September 24th, 2024. But first, please help my humble channel to grow. Like, subscribe, share, comment, any combination thereof. Why? 'Cause you're beautiful on the inside and on the outside. That's why. So, God kind of withdrew himself a little bit from me and allowed them to target me better than normal. And also, it was more challenging for me to visualize the word love written in light. If I can do that, God automatically appears in that, his presence, and he will attack them and oppress them to the point where if I can clearly hold to the word love written in light while praying or not praying strong enough, he'll shut the whole thing down. It's just an agreement that God made with me. He told me to start doing this, and he told me to do it at all times. But even though I did pray out the witching hour, I feel like the Lord's getting a little tired of me playing too many video games, putting off my prayers. I could have easily started at 11:30 or even 11 o'clock, because the witching hour is it's 12 midnight to 3 a.m. And that's when most satanic worship takes place. Seances, sacrifices, and a lot of wickedness goes on at those hours. And so the Lord has me praying during those hours to mock them, despite them, as a sign against them, and to really fuck with their game. Forgive me, Lord. Since my prayers have been going over 4 hours, I can start, 11 o'clock. I don't need to start at 11:57 like I did. The reason I started at 11:57 was because I was playing too many video games. And when you're rushing around to do something, like, your boss isn't going to appreciate that. If your boss tells you to do something by a certain time, or you tell your boss you're going to do something by a certain time, and then you're running around all crazy and you barely get it done right at the last moment, your boss not going to appreciate that. You know what I mean? And the Lord don't appreciate that. He is merciful. He was there. He brought me through the prayers. My prayers went over 4 hours. They went 4 hours and 4 hours and 31 minutes altogether. So I could have started an hour early if I wanted, but I should have at least started like a half hour early before midnight. And so that didn't go over well this time. I felt like the Lord would do himself for me a little bit. But overall, I mean, even when he punishes me, praise his holy name, like God's word says, if you turn your back on me, I'll turn my back on you. He's still faithful, and he brought me through it, and none of the targeting was overwhelming. It was just a little bit more than what I would have expected. And meditating on and holding to the word love would have normally been a little bit better. But I feel like I'm not willing to do my part, and God's not willing to do his part as much if I'm going to play games with him. So hopefully tomorrow I will truly start early. Praying for as long as I'm praying, to some of you beautiful born again TIs, that may seem excessive. But I'll be honest with y'all, even though I've been praying 4 hours a day, sometimes more like now, there's times where I still can't get out of bed, even though I've been in bed for 8 hours. I just don't want to face the day. It's too much for me. And a lot of times I'll have to stay in bed. I'll turn on the Bible, and I'll stay in bed for 1 or 2 hours, and I'll just be speaking in tongues or meditating on the word love while I'm listening to God's word. And it will take me 5 or 6 hours sometimes just to be able to function. So it's worth it, though. We are to be in constant contact with God. Throughout the Bible, there's verses that say, meditate on God's word day and night. Take every thought captive in obedience to Christ. Pray without ceasing. All of these are constant contact with God. So for me to go longer than normal is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. I send out my love to all you beautiful one again TIs. God bless.